Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're going to be looking at some click belts. Their website is clickbelts.com, so it's KLIKBELTS.com. And if you use the code ETV10 over on their website, you'll save 10% off of your order. They did sponsor me as a affiliate, so I get a little bit of kickback if you buy a belt over there. But yeah, you get save 10%, help me out a little bit, and I think you're going to get an excellent belt. So honestly, reviewing belts versus flashlights or knives, I think most people are like, yeah, show me a flashlight or a knife. But let's just think about this. For most of us, you're going to be wearing a belt most days, if not every single day when you are out and about. So you can invest, $100 in a knife. Why wouldn't you invest some money in a belt? Now, these belts right here are not even $100, but you're getting a really nice quality product from a company in Texas. So we've got a single ply, and this is 1.5 inches, and then we have a triple ply, and this is 1.75 inches. So let me talk through some of the details here on the buckles and the belts overall, and tell you why these may be something that you want to check out. The orange one is 1.5 inches across. It's single ply. It does come with the Cobra buckle, which is 70-75 aluminum alloy. It does have solid brass release clips. I always mess up when I'm saying that. Solid brass release clips. This one is going to be more comfortable, and it has been for just everyday use, because when you sit down in a chair, in the car, whatever, this bends a little bit more easily, and yet it's a very solid belt. I mean, this webbing is, if this is a very solid piece of material there. So that's the more EDC friendly one. They do on their website have an explanation of choosing between one ply, 2 ply, and how to think about those. This one's actually a triple ply. So the 2 ply and the 3 ply are going to be best for if you're carrying a holster, whether you're law enforcement, military, concealed carry. This one's just going to hold the holster more effectively because it has more rigidity. This one also has this D-ring here. Now, they do note that the Cobra buckle is ANSI rated for life-saving equipment, basically. The belt has not yet been rated that way, just because of the testing that you have to go through in order to get something rated. But it is obviously a very sturdy, rigid belt. So now when it comes to the black multicam, you have 3 layers, like I mentioned, and you have the outer layers here are going to be less rigid, and then you have a rigid layer in the middle. So it's actually really nice, because this up against your body, it feels comfortable because it bends this way more easily. But as far as it bending this way or folding in over itself, it's not going to happen. So when you have triple layers, 2 softer layers on the outside and then that more rigid layer on the inside, you could make it 2 layers and thin it down, but then you're going to have that pretty stiff and uncomfortable, honestly, layer up against your body. So they've put those 3 layers together, and this is all military grade. It's all mil-spec webbing, so it's not made of anything cheap. Just to give you a sense here, I have a Surefire Fury with a Theorem switchback on it, and you can see, that when I hold it up, it's not affecting the belt at all. That thing is super solid. I can shake it around, and it, like I said, it'll still move this way, which is good because that's comfortable wrapping around your body. But as far as it bending or folding over, that's definitely, it's not a ton of weight right there, but just to show you at the most basic level, it's not going to be affected by putting that flashlight on there. All right, so now I've added on an EMS water bottle holder, and I've got some stuff inside. But once again, you can see here, let me back the camera up a little bit. You can see here that it's not bending or folding or everything. It's super solid. And you can just put a ton of weight on there. Definitely carry, a holster. You can carry a knife. You can carry multiple knives, whatever you need. This thing is super solid. And again, this is the triple ply. Single ply, I wouldn't be putting all this weight on, but you could definitely put a couple things on it. But yeah, the triple ply, very strong. So single ply, this is a triple ply. You can get the 2 ply in between. I also want to tell you that they do have the buckles that look like a Cobra buckle, but they're actually made of a high-grade plastic, and so they won't set off a metal detector if you walk into a building that has a metal detector. So the ones that do have the high-strength polymer buckles, as opposed to the aluminum alloy buckles, they are still obviously a really good piece of gear, and they're very solid. So some of the details about that, they have the Cobra polymer buckle, so it's still a Cobra buckle, but it's made of polymer. The targeted tensile load of 500 pounds. It's infrared reduction compliance and 100% U.S. Berry Amendment compliance for government applications. So if you're working for the government, that's just something to know. It is Berry compliant. So you're looking at about $89 for the triple ply with the aluminum alloy Cobra buckle. You're looking about $59 for the single ply with the aluminum alloy Cobra buckle there. And they have a ton of options when it comes to colors. So they've got black, they've got gray, they've got gunmetal gray, they've got bronze, and that's for the actual belts. And then they have options for the Cobra buckles as well. So not just the, what is it officially, high strength polymer and aluminum alloy, but they also have color options for the buckles as well. So a lot of different options you can go with. If you want something that's very kind of low profile, you want to go something thin with a very, I guess, plain, you know, something that's not going to catch a lot of attention. Buckle, you can do that. If you want something that's got a little bit more flash, you can do that as well. So for me, this is really like an EDC belt, whereas this one is something that I'd wear out in the woods, hiking, backpacking, when I want something with a little bit more stability, especially if I'm carrying a knife, or especially if it's like a big knife or a machete on a belt. It's nice to have something that's a little bit more rigid, so this thing isn't like kind of folding in on itself as you're wearing it. So yeah, guys, once again, Cliq belt. And one thing I'll tell you is that for belts and for boots or shoes, one of my tests is the I don't notice it test. You know, if I'm wearing a belt and it's constantly getting my attention because it's like jabbing into my side or it's not holding my gear effectively, then I'm noticing it. But if I put a piece of gear on, like shoes, like boots, like a belt, and I don't notice it, that's a good sign, because that means that it's not distracting me and it's doing its job. And these ones definitely do. Yeah, I'd highly recommend you consider investing into one of these belts. I just think it's a good investment. These belts have a lifetime guarantee, so they're going to stand behind you. They're going to support you with great customer service. And yeah, you know, you invest, say, $60 to $90 if you get one of the super high test ones here, and you're going to have that thing for years and years and years and years. So think about that. Again, use the code ETV10 to save 10% off. And let's hear your thoughts and your feedback on Cliq belts. All right, thanks as always, guys, for checking out the videos. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram, Tumblr, and Vero as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.